What's up, man? Great to see you.
What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Where you at?
I'm at a library in Pagosa Springs, Colorado.
Uh, nice. I've yet to be to go to Colorado.
No shit.
Yeah, I want to go, but I ain't been yet.
Oh, bro, I was thinking about this today. We need to get you down here. I feel like you'd be really inspired by all the mountain environments.
Yeah, nah, I fuck with mountains, fuck with oceans, the type of vibe.
Photo shoots too down here.
Be fire. Video shoot down there, be fire.
Oh yeah, now you're thinking. Let's go.
Yeah, climb a fucking mountain and shoot some shit.
But I
Yeah,
want to say congratulations to you, first and
thank you.
foremost. Happy New Year, man. How does it
Happy
feel
New
to
Year,
have a
bro.
project off your back out into the world?
Good, bro. Uh, it's really just another day for real, but still feel good to release some shit so I can move on to the next shit. You know what I'm saying?
I was
Always, it's just good.
I was wondering if you were already plotting in your mind what is the next thing.
Yeah. I was already plotting that motherfucker before I finished with this one, for real. Yeah, that was supposed to be, because this was supposed to come out in like summertime. And then I was like, wintertime, this sounds like a wintertime type of vibe too, though, honestly. So when winter came, I was like, no, I'm still going to drop it. I'm just going to drop it now in the dead cold center of, you know what I'm saying, coldness.
It was perfect timing. I feel like there hasn't been a lot of music that cuts through that's been coming out lately.
But, I always feel like that.
I swear some of the stuff that's pushed on the playlist and on the studios side of things, not studios, label side of things,
Uh-huh.
is just, it doesn't connect with me. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased.
I mean, I feel like a lot of that shit is cooked. So, I mean, you can't work ethic wise. I feel like a lot of those people do, because once you get that label, it's like, all right, we're going to give you however many bands to stay your ass in the studio and keep cooking. So then it's like, no, they are in there cooking, but I feel like the rate at which they maybe make shit is like mundane type of like, I always talk about this shit where it's like, what type of music are you really making? Like, what are you really trying to portray? What are you really trying to give off type of vibe? So it's like, if you're just making some bullshit, that's cool. But, if certain people pay attention to that shit, they'll be able to calculate that it's bullshit or it's just like microwave music is what I call it. Like microwavable type sounds. And it's just like, oh, okay, this it's cool, but it sounds like the last 30 things this dude did or this person did, whatever.
Yes, we don't have to say any names, but I
Yeah.
got a few popping in my mind.
Microwave.
Are you ever going to sign to a label, or are you just going to keep it independent the whole way forward?
I mean, truthfully, the way I look at a label would be, I mean, I got like lawyers. I like know people to look over contracts. So it's like I don't got an issue with signing to a label. It would just have to be certain shit that I have to have the freedom of, like the freedom to cook whatever the fuck I want to cook, put out whatever I want to put out. I don't need you to listen to it and be like, no, this ain't gonna go or this will go type shit. I like, no. I'd rather just, if I want somebody's opinion, I want to choose who I want's opinion type deal. So I want them to have basically like no control, but I want their money. You know what I mean? The money and the distributing process and the marketing process that comes with a label is the dope part.
Your distribution's good though. I was listening to you on YouTube Music, but you're everywhere else too, right?
Yeah, all the platforms.
Yeah, so you got that part nailed. Are you using Distrokid? What service?
Yep, Distrokid, and it's like 3 or 4 that are like the main ones. But yeah, Distrokid always works, so I just be like, fuck it, because once I made that leap to like iTunes, Spotify, etc., separates you from being a SoundCloud rapper to somebody that you can actually play your shit somewhere.
Yeah. Shout out to SoundCloud though. I will forever be loyal.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with SoundCloud at all. I didn't even put this new one on there though. I always be like, oops, but it's gonna be on there eventually.
You got
Say it again.
You have fans on there. On
My original first fans were all SoundCloud fans. So it's like, yeah. And it's like, I should be still feeding them. And then I still would get random people from me uploading on SoundCloud that I actually like end up fucking with. But I still, for some reason, be like, I know y'all ask got iTunes or Spotify. I don't get paid off SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? Type
which
deals.
which one of those is serving you the most? Is it like Tidal or Apple Music?
So Tidal pays you like 3 times as much as the rest of those, but nobody really uses Tidal for real. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like if you ask anybody, they're like, no, iTunes or Spotify. So, but Tidal pays the most, so I wish everybody would use Tidal type shit. But I don't even have Tidal.
You know what I think is a move?
But
Code your own app and release your own music through your app or website.
ah, that would be very fire, honestly. I was thinking about like a couple months ago, or maybe just like 1 month ago, like making a whole project and like I know you probably heard of it before, but like you make a project and whoever buys that project has that project. Kind of like what you're saying, but like on some like
Yes.
expensive shit to where it's like,
Highest bidder gets it.
yeah, exactly. Like highest bidder gets it, but they strictly have it for eternity. I forgot
Mm.
what movie I was watching, and I feel like it was an episode in something, but it was like this billionaire ass dude, and he invited like 5 different people that specialize in different stuff, all to his crazy billionaire, like alien-esque type vibe ass house. And they, they sitting down, they drinking the finest of finest, because he's a fucking billionaire. And they doing the drugs that like they ain't never even did before us, because he, you know what I'm saying? He was like, bro, this is from so and so, so and so, so and so. I paid this much for it. Like you have to, even if you've never done drugs, like gotta do something with me right now. And then it's like, this is also this artist. Um, it's like, this is album that strictly I paid for, that only I have. And it's like
Yep.
one of my favorite artists type vibe. And I was like, damn, that'd be dope as fuck to make an album for, like a secret album that only one
Yeah.
person in the world has type deal. But yeah, but I get that too. I fuck with that idea that you said though.
And also the thing with you, because you're multi-talented, you could almost bundle it. Like you get a painting, a sweatshirt, and the album.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. I need to be your agent.
You said Birdman hands. No, that's dope. No, I feel that. Yeah. That'd be dope as hell. I get that. That'd be very dope, honestly.
That's word of the day is polymath. It's somebody who is talented in multiple different domains.
Polymath. Okay, I fuck with that.
Yeah. Like you don't specialize in one thing. You got this going, this going, this going, and it all
Yeah.
ties together as the masterpiece.
Yeah. A lot of times I use the word multidimensional. Like I feel like, humans aren't one-dimensional beings. We multidimensional, but I feel like society or the world makes it seem like, you really supposed to be one-dimensional, or it's like it's perfect to be one-dimensional. Just lock in with this one thing. And it's like, that's cool and all. But I feel like realistically, you know what I'm saying, we all are multidimensional type beings.
Yeah, and draw inspiration from over here so that what you're doing over here gets better. You have a different
Yeah,
perspective.
it affects it. It affects it all. Yeah.
How locked in were you for this project? You worked on it for a really long time, didn't you?
So I mean, realistically, a lot of my projects are me grabbing a song from different areas and then like different times in my life and then put them together. But it's like usually one song that ties it all together. And for this one, it was like Lullaby. Like
Mm.
Lullaby, I made that and I was like, God damn, this is fire. And then I think it came like either I made Soldier first or Soldier after. I don't know. I really don't remember. But I was just like, that's a 1 and that's a 2. Like that's a Soldier could start it because it's just like a little intro song, and then Lullaby is the song that is gonna solidify like the album. You know what I mean? And then it's kind of like, all right, what else do I have, or what else can I make, or what else have I made? You know what I'm saying? To make this all one long ass project.
Was Lullaby your favorite one?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. Lullaby is just hard. Lullaby is just like I always imagine lullaby is like a country ass dude sitting on the porch with like a fat ass cigar and his guitar and like just rocking back and forth singing it or something and like a fucking whiskey or something. You know what I'm saying? Like really
Yeah.
just like just in his little vibe. They all bring something different to the table. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really say that lullaby would be the favorite. Um it's too many different sounds really too to like claim one as the favorite. If they all kind of sounded similar, it'd be easier for me to be like, this is the better of the sounds. You know what I'm saying? But they all kind of give a different vibe and can appeal to, a slightly different person. So I don't know.
Have you been asking around what your favorite track is to different people?
No, not for real, not yet. But usually people kind of tell me anyway. Like this dude today told me it was like 8 songs. He just sent me like 8, and he was like, they're not in order. And then after that, I responded, and then he was like, but number one is dirty for sure for me. And I was just like, damn.
Huh.
And I was like, I had sent him back like I was like, that's a creepy one. Like it's like a witch casting a spell type of vibe. Like, but and that's what I'm saying. Like you can't compare that to lullaby or nothing. There's like totally different energy type. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
I got a favorite, one that really, really stood out to me after a
Uh,
couple listens because I think it was probably the hardest one to make. What
what?
the one that really jumped out to me, man, and I respect what you did on it so much is One More Check
Okay.
because that
Okay.
beat was so simplistic and so open. It's just
Uh,
piano chords, right? Just
Steve,
like
that's
kind of
Stevie. That's Stevie Nails. So like he made like absurd, like every day. His beats are very simple, but it's like if I catch a flow on it,
yes.
then it's a wrap. You know what I mean? So one more check
Yeah.
is definitely like like you said, it's like a simple beat, but it's just nice and smooth. So it's kind of up to me type shit to like make a nice little vibe on top of it with it to go mesh with it well.
Yeah. I was imagining myself in your shoes. Like if I got this beat in my inbox, I would open it and be like, I don't even know what the fuck to do. I don't even know where to start. But you made it like this kind of almost old R&B feel to it.
Uh,
And then by the time that you started singing, you were like, to this function. I was like, oh God, he's in his bag. And then the next song is Bands, which like that into
yeah,
Bands, like
man.
you were cooking by that point in the album.
Yeah, Bands 2 was kind of like my parody song of the tape. That was like this one is strictly jokes, like all for fun. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like all for fun, guys. Like I say, just funny ass bars in there. Like, we're just like just a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to have a kid and we can name him Bill because I'm all about the Bills. Like, it's just
Yeah.
stupid child bars. You know what I mean? Like, pussy pink like Cam fur. Like, the little pink Cam fur. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, it's just complete jokes. But it was like, this is just a fun song for me. So it was
It
just like,
is.
but one more check on the other end was like, not like very, very serious, but it was just like, you know what I'm saying? It's more of a serious, like chill vibe.
I was trying to figure out if you had Autotune on your voice or not on that song.
No, I don't use Autotune, like damn near at all.
It sounds good. You're a good singer. You don't even need it.
No, yeah, I mean, I use my voices to make me not need Autotune. You know what I'm saying? So it's and my voice, I would say it's kind of nasally, but I also just use so many voices. It's like, you know what I mean? If I can bend my voice a certain type of way, I also kind of really don't fuck with autotune like that. Besides, like real autotune users like T Pain or something, or like Kanye in his GOAT stage. You know what I'm saying? But it's like autotune can be used very well, but one of my little things is I just don't ever use it. But I be wondering. I'm like, people probably think I use autotune on this, don't they? It's like, no, a lot of my tracks is like straight my raw voice. It just kind of sounds like it's autotune. But it's like I really hit that note type shit. But to me, it's like it's not like it wasn't really a note for me because like singing is talking to me. So it's like once I figured out that singing was talking, it became way easier. You know what I'm saying?
How do you even do that with your voice? Like you get your voice so. Is there like a technique
Yeah.
you pull from the belly or something?
No, I feel like that's the easier voice for me to do, truthfully, is to go into the deeper tones. Because I feel like my voice is kind of naturally like this, but then I raise it depending on what face I'm looking at. I might, raise it super high, talk like an old person when I'm talking with my grandma. And it's just all just like natural. And I'm outside being goofy and it's like a super annoying high pitch, you know what I'm saying? Or then I'm like chilling and it's like a deeper tone. So it's like I naturally go deeper, but I feel like as a kid, of course, your voice is light. And I feel like that was the time where I was trying to sing songs as I was a kid. And so it's like I had like a lighter tone, but it all just came through time and rapping different ways. You know what I'm saying? And then using light and the deep, and then being like, I'm gonna put them together. You know what I'm saying? So, but this tape, I feel like for the most part, it was on the lighter end. Like um, the one deep song that was gonna be on the tape, the producer made me take it off last minute because he was giving it to like an industry dude. But that was like the deep song of all of the songs. Besides the end of that song, I do like a really high pitch, but it's like the rapping deep dude. And I really like that song, but like the rapping deep dude and just strictly deep voice the whole through, basically for the whole track. That one I couldn't drop. So, but for this project, I feel like I was doing more so light, like you can tell with Soldier, and it's like he's there in little instances, the little deep voices, or he come in at the end singing with the deep dude. I mean, singing with the light dude, but yeah, I mean, he's still in there. You know what I'm saying? But
We were on track 4, I think it is. I was in the truck with
fine.
my lady today, and we got a little bit through the intro, and she goes, "Wait," and slams on the back, and she's like, "Play that again." And so I played it again, and I was like, "What?" Thinking maybe she recognized the beginning of it, and it was Meredith Grey, the part.
Choose
And
me, love me.
so, audience question is, why did you put that in there?
That's not me. That's the producer, Love Baker.
Oh,
So
no way.
that's his tag. That's his tag. And I didn't even know it was Grey's Anatomy because I never watched it before, but until somebody had told me. But that's Love Baker's tag. That's a hard ass tag. I just didn't know what it was from until somebody literally told me, like, that's Grey's Anatomy. And I was like, what? I was like, that's a dope tag.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering because you have a couple people talking on there. Who is the guy that comes in like halfway through and it's like, I'm really chilling?
That's me. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah. I'm really
What the
chilling
fuck?
though.
It
Yeah, that's
sounded like
me.
a whole different person.
I know people are gonna think that too, but no, it's me. I'm really chilling though. It's like, like that's literally me. I record a lot of voice memos on my phone. Um, so I was putting those in, even in criminal, uh, where I'm like, whatever the fuck I was just saying. I was just like, uh, way back when type shit. That guy in criminal, like that's me again. The only one that's not me, I did like 4 different voice memos I put throughout it, but it's not like I did them intentionally. I just always record voice memos for fun and for no reason, whether it's melodies, like acapella melodies, or I'm just saying some silly shit for no reason. Because it's like there was no there was no thought process behind me saying I'm really chilling. I'm really chilling though. Like that was just me being goofy in the car, just recording a quick 30-second voice memo. And then I was just like, I don't have any. I originally had those as all interludes. I was like, but then I was engineering it with my engineer Nick in LA, and he was like, well, instead of doing 4 different interludes, let's put them inside the songs. And I was like, oh, that's dope, man. And plus that'll, make it less tracks, so. The only one
It's a
that's
good.
not me is the one after bands. It's like at the end of bands, I believe. Or it's at the end of much higher. It's just one of those. It
Who's
might be
that?
that's my bro Juan. And that's a voicemail he had left me. So, and it was only a little bit of the voicemail because I had a longer part of it, but then the engineer was like, we gotta cut this a little early so it just make more sense. And I was just like, all right, bet. But it's him calling and he's just like, ah, it's like and he's like, ah, he's drunk talking. But I was like, yeah, that's funny as shit. I'm gonna put that in there too.
I'm glad to hear that you played a hand in engineering it Because from an engineer's ear, which if anybody is listening to this, listen to your project from an engineer's ear and see all the different techniques that you use, like layering, in and outs, crazy reverbs. Like I just like listening to your stuff and even your stuff from way, way back because it's just such creative use of effects and layering and the way you mix it and stuff. What was that like?
Um, what was like mixing it, etc. Like,
Yeah.
um, well, I mix all of my stuff myself after I make a song. And then depending on the song, like Lullaby, I just use the master of the song. So it's like I mix the song to my liking, and then you got stems version of mixing and mastering, and then you got the mastering of a track that's just a track. Like I made the vocals, I mixed it to how I liked, and then I send that song to you, not the stems, not broken up in the layers, etc. And you just have what the hell I made, and then you master that song versus me splitting up all the stems and you getting everything individually, including the instrumental, you know what I'm saying? And then being able to have more control. Um, so like Lullaby is just the song master. So it's like that song sounded excellent when I had made it. And I was just like, the producer Lucci, he was like, let me just master this. And he was like, I could just master the song you already made. Like, you don't gotta send me the stems. It sounds good. You know what I mean? So he just mastered that. But it's like the rest of the project, it was me and Nick and him listening to the song I made, but him still having the ability to have all the stems because he's a top tier engineer. And it's like, no, I want him to actually be able to have the most control and be able to hear and be able to have the highest quality. Because when you also just master a song, sometimes it's not as high as quality as you being able to touch every stem. You know what I mean? So yeah, Nick mastered like 12 out of the 14 songs on that whole project. And yeah, that's always fun. Like being able to just my whole thing is always wanted to sound just like how I mixed it, but like just just make it clearer and better and dope as hell. And it's like Nick did a great job with that.
Which was the track from 2018?
You guess. Give me 2 or 3 guesses.
I had I had my answer in my mind.
Uh-huh.
I want to say track 3.
Track 3. Heaven Sent. Nah, that's like, oh man, I don't know. Heaven Sent is probably, I think that's 22. I think that was 2022. 2018 track is 9 times out of 10.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
That was
9
a
times
cool
out of 10.
outro.
Yeah. Exactly. It made a nice outro. I was been supposed to release that one. And I just never did. And then I was like, well, let's get this one mastered. And then it's like, yeah, it's an excellent outro. Yeah, that's the 2018 one though.
Something that's underrated about doing a project like that, especially being independent creative artists like ourselves, is the amount of time and also money you got to invest into yourself.
Yeah, it is. You're correct.
But the alternative is not doing that, which that can't happen.
Yeah. I mean, you got to spend a lot of money to, or you can bare minimum it, of course. I always say just use the use the resources you have available to you. Because a lot of times we do have all the resources we need, like right in front of us. We just think we need other stuff, so you can't let it prevent you from making stuff, or else you might not ever make anything if you just don't use the resources you have. You can't be like, man, I would do this and do this if I had this and this and this. And it's like, well, what can you do with what you have, though? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So, but yeah, a lot of money is required for all of that stuff. And that's why I was like, when you asked about the label thing, it's like, yeah, bro, because that just makes us have, you know what I'm saying, way more access to more resources.
Hmm. Do you see that happening for yourself? Like, is that a goal that you
I
have?
mean, truthfully, 8 projects in, I saw that like after the first project. So it's like by the 8th project, it's like that's an old dream. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, of course, bro, I would love that, but it's just like every project, you know, after I dropped Genesis, I thought it was good enough for a label to recognize and pick me up. But it's like, whether they see it or not, you know, that's a different story. But it's just like, it's not. And then it was like, name that genre. I'm like, it's definitely some hitters on here. I'm definitely gonna get picked up on this one. Guess not. And it's like Akari. I'm like, I'm gonna deliberately try to make radio type music every day absurd. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna literally try. And then it was like, no, this project is crazy, but still like no look. And then it's like, all right, so who am I doing this for at this point? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm just doing it for me. It's not really, you know, like I said, it's just an old dream. It ain't like I don't want it. It's just an old dream at this point. I would have stopped already if it was like I absolutely need a label to sign me, or I'm gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
Yeah.
it's like a whatever. I'm just gonna keep making music for me, and then I put it out, and if people fuck with it, they fuck with it. They don't. I kind of don't care.
What is next? Not to jump too far ahead, because we should give your current project the attention it deserves. I'm just curious to get into your mindset.
I mean, for me, it's always just art. So it's like, um, I really just want to draw more, make more dope shit, paint on clothes, sew some clothes, and also just make another project. Truthfully, you know what I mean. So, I what I had was um, like feel like it started a couple years ago. I had this project called The One, and it's just like three melody tracks where it's just like melodies on top of beats. But I was like, these melodies are so good. This needs to be a project, but it'll be more. I feel like it's like more hard hitting songs, whereas this one was more slow and chill for the most part. It'll be just more like upbeat type of vibe. So that's kind of what's next for me. And then sometimes some beats you get and you instantly vibe and you come up with the words and everything like that same within the same 10 minutes type shit, or within that you come up with the melody and the couple words for the chorus within that same 10 minutes, and then you write out the rest of the song within an hour and record it, and then it's done, like, you know. But then some beats are just so dope, and I just feel like also I like the natural flow of things. I wait until I know it's time for me to actually sit and write on this track the way it should be written on, instead of trying to BS because I know it's a dope beat. So it's like whatever. Some of those songs on The One are gonna be like three old beats, but like infinitely hard beats to where it's like no. But now I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, put words on these tracks to make it hit as hard as it should.
What was going on in your personal life during the time that you were making it? If you were like kind of putting everything into a time capsule and saying, here, this is just what was your world like?
Um, if you really consider that it was over the past, you got like a 2018 song, a 2019 song, a 2020 song. You got a song from like damn near every year for the past, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, 5, 6 years. Different shit, bro. Like literally just different situations. Um, and they all inspired a different sound or a certain song. And then I kind of just meshed the sounds together to make them flow. But it's like some of those could have been singles, you know what I mean? But it's like you wait long enough and then it's like, well, this one is still good. This one's not a throwaway. I'm gonna put this on here. I'm gonna put this on here. And then some of those tracks end up being some people's favorite. You know, like the dude said Dirty was his fave. And it's like, yeah, that's like a 2019 track. So different stuff was going through my mind through each track type deal. So it's like they're just different time points. Um, which made them sound different and made me what I was saying be different too.
Did you do anything for yourself, friends, family? Did you have a gathering or a party or anything whenever you put it out?
No, I had one of my good friends, Mike. He wanted to do a listening party, but it was like 4 days, 5 days before it came out. And I originally wanted to do a listening party, but it was in like the summertime. And then the person was like, yeah, well, it got to be a month or two out. And they just weren't. It was like the owner of the bar or whatever, the manager of the bar, I don't know. But it was like sloppy. They was like, never mind. I don't even get into it. It was just like, I was just like, I'm not about to do a listening party here with the type of energy you telling me right
Mm.
now. It's like, I'm cool. But also, it was like a month or two out. And I was just like, well, whatever. And either way, I didn't end up dropping it until winter anyway. But that was just like it's 2024 and I didn't release a project. What the fuck was I doing? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me put this out for 2024, even though it's the very end of it and it's gonna be more so in 25. But you know, uh like I was saying, Mike wanted to do a listening party last minute. And was like, I can make some calls, get it done. And I was like, bro, it's too soon. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been 4 to 5 days. Like, no, not right now. Um, I didn't want to rush it. You know, he's like, you know people pop out. And I'm just like, I'm not doing it 4 or 5 days out. So it was like more of a chill, like literally just me vibing type of thing. You know. And a lot of times it is like that. Even though I would have liked to do a listening party, yeah, but it's like I'd rather put it out than not put it out because I didn't have a listening party.
Hmm. Back on the grind.
Yeah.
I think there's something to that. We're acknowledging it, giving it its due diligence, giving it the credit it deserves. But I love that you're also like, you're not just sitting back resting and just being like, yeah, I did this shit. You're already wheels turning for the next thing, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I feel like it's like this thing where it's like you gotta understand, like I was saying, a lot of these songs are so old. I've been sitting with it for forever. So it's
Yeah.
like me putting it out is more so me like actually releasing it and letting go of something I've been, chilling with and hanging out with for a minute now. And it's like now y'all get to chill with it if you want to. Now you can hang out with bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I hung out with bro, we chilled, we smoked, we drank, you know what I'm saying? We did, you know what I'm saying? We, went through the ropes and then it's like, yeah, now I get to let bro loose and then create a new chill person. You know what I'm saying?
I always think it's so cool doing that too, putting something out into the world. Because even in my life, it has impacted me. Like I sent you that video. I just pulled up in my driveway and there's two giant bucks fighting each other with their antlers right in front of me. And I was blasting your music. I just rolled the window down and let those deer hear your music. Like truly, what the
I
fuck?
tried to screen record that video, bro, because they were fighting, right? And then the song stops and I go, I'm really chilling though. I'm just
Yes.
chilling though. And they had stopped right at that moment. They had stopped and I'm really chilling though. And it's like, all right, yeah, we chilling. And I was just like, what the fuck's going on? So I tried to screen record it because it just seemed so fake. You know what I'm saying? Because like, what? Why they stopped as soon as it said I'm chilling though? But it was like, man. But then Instagram was like, no, you can't screen record videos sitting like this. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, that was very funny.
It was very funny. And imagine being those deer. They just heard the dopest thing that they've ever heard in their life. That might change their brain chemistry forever.
Ah,
What if
yeah.
they just looked at each other and they're like, what are we doing this for? We don't have to fight. There's music in the world. Let's
No,
find
that's
a
so funny.
studio.
Yeah, it is so funny too because a lot of times animals do like music, which is super dope. You know what I mean? They'll like literally like walk up to people when they playing instruments or singing, etc. And it's like, why do they like music so much? And it's like it's probably just pleasant to their ears. If you're good at it, it's probably just really like pleasant, even though they don't comprehend what's really going on. It's just like that is nice.
Mhm. Especially if you're a dog, you just got massive ears. So you're
Yeah.
hearing every single thing so loud.
Yep. Yep.
Get the engineering upgrade is you just get gigantic ears.
Just get some dog ears for a minute and just really go crazy and be able to hear everything and edit it. That would be insane. My mom always told me I had a crazy ear when I was like a kid. She said I had a crazy ear for music type deal. I'd be able to hear different stuff in the background, etc., that she might not be able to notice.
Do you think that's a thing that people pop out and they have stuff that they naturally gravitate towards?
Yeah, like for sure. I feel like it's this one movie. I feel like it's called Infinite. It's got Mark Wahlberg in there and this other dude. I forgot his name, but basically, Mark has been living this life, and he has like crazy dreams, crazy flashbacks he can't pinpoint and make sense of. And then the antagonist comes up, and he's like, and it's really messing up Mark's life type deal because he's having to pop pills to suppress these flashbacks and these like anxiety attacks practically. And then the antagonist pulls up and he's like, "You remember me?" He's like, "No, I don't remember you, dude." He's like, "What? Like, get me out of this jail cell type deal." And he's just like, "You really don't remember, huh?" He's just like, "No." But long story short is Mark has been like technically reincarnated so many times over thousands of years. And I think the movie starts off with him with like it's saying like, you ever did something and you feel as if you've done it before, um and you can't kind of pinpoint it, but they were like, perhaps, what I'm saying, you did this in a past life and that's why you're so naturally good at whatever you're doing now, or why you might lean into something that's brand new to you, but then it's like it just flows and you're just like, why does this flow so well? You know what I'm saying? So, and so I kind of feel like that's what I always kind of think about it. It's like, I don't know, but I would technically say yes, there is stuff that I feel like people are naturally good at that either they know or they don't know, or they might still find out and be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of put two and two together, like, well, is this why I'm here, or was I already doing this before and that's why I'm good at it? You know what I mean?
Going into that Hinduism stuff is a total mind bender. Reincarnation, past lives,
Mm-hmm.
but it almost makes more sense to me than the Christian religion that is in our country mostly today, which is a guy was crucified on a cross, buried, rose again 3 days later, and then went to heaven.
Right. I feel like all religions have a purpose. It's something to grab from all of them for the most part.
Yes.
It's something to grab from all of them. But I naturally, through my life experience, even though I, grew up Christian, got all these damn Jesus chains on, um, but I feel as if I naturally started thinking like, even like my photography page that's on my Instagram is called I Met You in My Past Life. Or in certain songs, older songs, I'd be like, I'm 1,000 years old, I'm ancient. You know what I'm saying? It's like I naturally just kind of gravitate towards that. Like I've asked people before, like, you feel like you've been here before? And they'd be like, no. And I'd be like, damn, I guess I'm weird then. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess I'm a little weird then. It's like, no, I definitely feel like I've been here before. And it's about me trying to figure out what the hell I was doing then and how I got to where I was. And then now, what am I going to do in this timeline that I'm on now? You know?
The Hinduism thought would be that we exist for that waking up process to happen. We've been going through all these cycles of different lifetimes until we get to the one that we're in right now, potentially, where you realize that, oh, I am the Almighty or the universe or God, whatever you want to call it. We're one and the same. We're connected. And then once you have that realization, you're enlightened and you die. And then the reincarnation cycle stops. And you're just, I guess, like one, you return to being one with the universe forever.
Mm.
But who knows what that looks like? And why do I not remember my past lives if that's true? Doesn't explain it.
Yeah, you know what I feel that and I agree with that. I remember I was in a class once and the teacher said, you won't die until your destiny is complete. He's like, you literally just won't die until your
Mm.
destiny is complete. And I really felt that for some reason. I was like, yeah, that sounds very accurate. But I get what you're saying too. And I feel that. I also feel like even if I was to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, because I feel like I have before type deal, but I feel like you afterwards, because no one knows regardless, but it's like afterwards you go into the universe, as you were saying, and then it becomes this all thing where you are all emotion, you are all feeling, you are all of what you could possibly feel in human times 10. So it's like you are this for however long, right? And then I feel as if it comes to a point where it's like, do you want to go back down again? And it's like because you could, I guess you could technically maybe get tired of feeling all, and you just want to become maybe perhaps human again. And they say you're going to forget everything that you've did in the past. You're going to forget all of this, and you're going to go into this. And I feel like when you say yes and you enter back into this realm, all of that is all forgotten. And you just kind of restart that process all over again. And then you're back here like, bro, I remember what I was supposed to be doing, but I don't. Like, I know I'm supposed to be doing something, but I can't pinpoint it. You know what I mean? And I feel like, like you say, you kind of just through life are trying to figure that all out, figure out why you're here, how to be more connected as one, you know what I mean? And then, do that destiny thing. And perhaps you don't die until you get it done. But I definitely feel like one of my struggles was trying to figure out like, what the hell am I here for? And I feel like that's what I'll be doing until I die type deal.
But what does that look like, do you think? You're describing this state of being where you're not in a human body, it's just your spirit, maybe,
Yeah.
in this state of oneness. What do you think that even looks like, though? Is it just like a field of all these colorful waves or something? Like,
Yeah, you got
I
it.
wonder.
I would definitely say I feel as if it's more so definitely like a spirit. And it's not just you know what I'm saying? It's a trillion spirits, but it's like you are you. And not to say nobody else really matters, but it's like you're all feeling everything. So yeah, you're right. Like nothing really matters. It's like it's just all of, like you said, it's kind of like just waves of energy and light and different colors, etc. Which I could imagine could eventually get boring. You know what I mean? Like I could imagine it's great. You know what I'm saying? Of course, but I bet you eventually it's like, all right, let me go into human form again real quick. And they're like, all right, go ahead, you want to, but you know what I'm saying? It's like you're gonna forget all of this, and then you're gonna be sitting there trying to figure out the hell you're doing. It's like you might be right, but
But why would you want to do that other than just to know what it's like to not be all powerful for 70 years?
that's kind of what I would say. I would say, yeah, you feel infinite for so long and it feels amazing, but I would say the same amount of pleasure you're feeling, you're also feeling this pain and sorrow as well, just because that's the only equal way to have it. You're not about to just
Mm.
be up there happy as hell. And there's nothing wrong with feeling sad or feeling pain or whatever if you're feeling all of them at the same time. You get what I mean? So it's kind of like I could imagine you probably just want to go feel the grass again. You know what I mean? Want to go breathe air again. Want to meet different people who you might have met there. And you know what I'm saying? So I imagine it's a place where you can imagine whatever you want to the down to the T. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like it's probably just like a let's go see what's going on now. Or maybe you're called down because you're needed for a certain thing. You know what I mean? Or maybe you're banished for a certain thing. Who knows? You know?
I like that you brought up the pain and pleasure, like the duality, because that's in all things, at
Mhm.
least from the teachings that I have come across. Like we're in it right now, summer and winter,
Yep.
light and dark, black and white. All all things have like a polarity to them, an equal and an opposite. But like you said, the pain that is on the opposite end of pleasure isn't always bad. It's a
Hmm.
requirement for there to
Yep.
be happiness.
Yep. Requirement for there to be heights of heights of the highs, the lows are required. I was watching this Bleach finale. So it's a show, and it was this dude, whatever, he's like code name Miracle, a miracle, but it's like got his ass beat like horrifically. And they were just like, yeah, all right, on to the next. And then it's like he was like, no, they call me Miracle because a miracle is not a miracle unless you're completely at the bottom. You're completely at the end, at the shits of the stick. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when a miracle takes place. You have to be on the other end of the stick for the miracle to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn. I was like, it's very true though. Like, you know what I mean? Like you really got to be going through it for a miracle to happen. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Us
Yeah,
just being here is a miracle.
that too.
Like, did you know that for you to be born, for me to be born, we had to beat out 300 million other sperm cells?
Yeah, that's pretty insane. That's pretty insane. But I don't even, you know what? I damn near think like they weren't even there. It was just me, bro. Like they like they
They
were
weren't,
there.
though. It was a race of 300 million of them.
But then
Like,
that's like saying 300 motherfuckers like they didn't even want to be born. I feel like it was like fake fake sperm cells, and it was just really just me. But they was there, but they was just like bots. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to be born too. They was born somewhere else.
they died, bro, because you got to the egg. This is crazy, man. I really was chat GPT researching this because you got to the egg, and once you fertilized it, it sends out a chemical signal to build a wall around the egg so no other sperm cells can get in and they die.
That's insanity.
Bro, it's like bioengineering robotics almost at the finest level.
Yeah, that's insanity, bro. I wonder what made me faster or what made us the fastest of the sperm cells.
We're meant to come into being to fulfill our destiny of your case is fucking cool. You get to rap. Other people like die in a bombing.
Hey, I can still die in a bombing, bro. It's still in the cards, bro.
Still,
But it,
we all could if we get nuked. We're all going out the same way.
it's so funny. It would be a funny ass cartoon though to like have like sperm cells racing and then like one of them just beats the shit out of the other ones and stuff and makes it in. That would be pretty funny.
So that's gonna be your next thing.
Yeah, I want to animate, bro, so badly. It's just so time consuming, but I definitely want to animate. It's just drawing, but just like times 100, literally.
Have you heard of Sora?
No, what's that?
Bro, we gotta share the screen again. Let me pull this up.
Do I got to press something?
No. All right. See, okay, so what do you want to animate? Like, give
Um,
me a sentence of a scene.
damn.
I'll show you one that I did of me earlier.
Okay.
I was trying to get me with gold chains on. Yeah, here we go. So you can do stuff like that. Now, how do I get out of this shit?
It's hilarious, bro.
Okay. So what do you want to type in?
Um, damn. Hmm. Like some with a cat.
A cat.
Yeah, do like a cat sitting on a toilet or something, or a cat
Let's
at a
just do that.
cast.
Suck it.
All right.
I should have done 1080p. I'll do another one. Let's do a cat in the studio recording.
All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The cool thing is you can upload a photo of yourself and then make yourself doing
Because
weird
that's how you did
things.
that with you, right? You did the photo of yourself and then.
Yeah, but it's still super early AI video. Like it kind of sucks most of the time.
Uh,
but we'll see how it does with a cat.
I forgot what I was using on my phone to make some crazy ass images. This dude boxing. And it came out pretty dope, honestly, but it was just pictures, but it was pretty cool. That's creepy, bro.
Right? That's so weird. Okay.
Like you said, it's
So
not perfect. Like I can see
no,
both seats are down on the bottom, but then it's like the seat's still up. But it's like, what, bro?
I know just the fact that it exists is so weird. Because people are going to make AI movies soon, and it's going to be perfect
Mhm.
looking.
It's Sora free or they cost?
It's you can get it with Chat GPT. So
Okay. How
whatever
much
that
is
is,
Chat
I think
GPT a month?
$20 a month for the basic plan. You can get, I forget how many generations of this. I'll come back to you. I'll show you this whenever it finishes.
Yeah, that's dope. That's crazy. Like you literally just had a cat sitting on the toilet. Like I said, it was off like 8% because it was two seats down and then one seat up. But it's like the cat was literally sitting on the toilet, bro. That's insanity.
It is. And I wonder how they made that.
I don't know. The question is, who's the they?
The company, I guess. But
I know, but
we're,
but it's a program that's cooking it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's probably just got so much data of cat videos from Facebook, and it somehow learns
But
this is a cat.
to grab it and put it in motion and put it with a picture on top of something without having to mask stuff or you know what I'm saying, like in a matter of 30 seconds is crazy.
It is. This shit is going to be life changing. It's still at 73%. It's going so slow, but
I was watching yesterday. I was watching The Creator. Have you seen that?
no, is it a show?
It's a movie, and it's about like AI and like robots, and then the 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 progress of AI and robots, etc., and then like humans, and then the humans fucking blew up LA and killed 1 million people, but then blamed it on the AI, blamed it on the robots, but it wasn't really the robots. And the robots were like, oh, we would never actually harm mankind. Like it wasn't us. And then it's like some robots are robots and they still have like the voices of humans, etc. But then some robots, they actually took like human faces and put them on top of the robot just to make them more realistic. But it was a great movie, low key. I didn't know it was gonna be good, but it was great.
Are you going to get one of those bots when they come out?
Nah,
Have
I'm
you seen
chilling.
those Tesla bots?
Yeah, no, those are crazy, but I don't think I'm gonna get one. I mean, from my understanding is that the ones that like Elon was showing off were controlled by humans in a different like location or something.
Mm,
But I don't think I'm gonna get one yet. I don't not until they gonna become dope as hell eventually. And it's like, yeah,
yeah.
maybe when they become crazy dope and beneficial to where I'm like, cook me breakfast, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like literally cook me breakfast or build this or make this couch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh my God, that would change the planet.
yeah, I mean, no, it is. I mean, like, look at fucking like fast food places. Like, I rarely go, but it's like if you go, it's like AI is like, how can I help you? And I'm like, are you kidding me? And she's like, I don't see that on the menu. And I'm like, bro. But then do my order perfect. I'm like, no onions. They're just like perfect. I'm like, bro, what? It's like they're gonna start taking jobs more and more, like 10 years. It's cool for the people in the restaurant because then they're just chilling and then they get a ticket and, pray that it's right. And then, they just get to cook it instead of being like, what can I have? What can I get for you? You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
that type of shit where you're just like, why are you at work today, bro? You got an attitude, obviously. I don't want to talk to you through the intercom. But for the robot to take it and not just meet the human in the front. But eventually that's going to evolve. And then it's going to be like, who the hell can't make weak ass fast food burgers or fries? Like, yeah, a robot can instantly drop that shit in there and then, put that in the little stove or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So people gonna get cooked within 10 years.
Yeah, we're going to see it in our lifetime.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when we're old as shit. Like it'll be like mind boggling.
You see this?
That's crazy.
Bro, they got Pro Tools pulled up. You see that?
No, yeah, like I'm just looking at the entire, board. Like the board just looks official.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's crazy. Can you save those?
Yeah, you can download it.
Download that one.
The shitty thing is they can only be 10 seconds long. And it
Yeah, I
took
know.
that long to make them.
I noticed it was a loop, but still, it's still pretty dope.
I'll download this one. What you're saying though, I think things that you do, creative stuff, is going to always be around. You'll always be a successful person and always have a place in society because we want
Yes,
that.
human art. Yeah.
If you typed into the best AI thing in the world, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it could 50 years from now. But if you were to type in, make me the best Anwar album sounding like his sound from 2019 to 2024, I feel like it couldn't do it.
I feel that. But then, like you got like those, it was either like a year, it was like 2 years ago almost, where they kept making those damn AI songs and nobody
Yeah.
could tell whether it was really the artist or really them, or like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if they do it right, they'll start being able to make stuff that sounds very similar. You know what I mean? Especially if those also required a human to rap those bars and then just
Yes.
use the AI to change the voice. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna be a problem for sure. Not a problem, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, they can definitely steal. And you don't want robots stealing from you, but realistically, it has to be a human behind that robot to tell it to.
Okay, so how would you feel then? Say this technology exists and you
Mhm,
actually can upload your whole library into this software and it
mhm.
analyzes your voice perfect, your beat selection perfect, your mixing perfect. Like it knows you in and out. And from there you can say super descriptively like make me an R&B album with trap influence and old school gospel, whatever, and you press enter and it makes you the dopest thing ever. And it takes 5 seconds. How would you feel about that?
I would I would definitely think it was like dope. Um, I wouldn't consider it utmost authentic
Mm,
because it's not, it didn't experience anything. It's just, yet again, that stealing thing where it's like I'm taking, vocabulary, I'm taking the sounds of what some of his emotions are. And that's the problem it'll probably have, is trying to convey literal emotions in a track without distilling somebody's voice. Like you can take the voice, but can you take the emotions as well? And then, the beat selection, etc. I think it'll be dope, but I also would just be like, still a robot. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it didn't experience anything. And that's why people, not to say, but that's why people like music period, is because it's like, oh, this person makes this type of music. I wonder what they've been going through. I wonder, you know what I'm saying, how long they've been playing the guitar, or how long they've been, you know what I mean? It's like, I listen to this because maybe I listen to this because it's relatable. Maybe I listen to it because it's non-relatable. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Um, yeah. And then also, like you said, and what you said makes sense as far as like I can create whatever I create. My producers can make whatever they make, or etc. It's like we will, as humans, most likely still always love that human touch to something, or be like, damn, he did this before the AI age. You know what I'm saying? Because the AI age is gonna come,
Yep.
but it's gonna be like, damn, this was back when humans used to do it ourselves. You know what I mean? Type vibe. And I think that'll be like that classic dope shit.
Is that what you aim for the most, is authenticity? Because one of the things that I noticed and I loved on the intro, you gave the shout out to loner to stoner. And I was wondering, part of part of your mindset, why are you doing this? Like, are you trying to just stay as authentic to yourself, or are you trying to get as many plays as you can and kind of go more mainstream? Because you had loner to stoner get a lot of success when you were a lot younger. So I'm just curious what your thought process. is with that. Like, are you
What's
trying to get another one of those, or are you trying to stay
can I
authentic?
swipe up out of this and still be talking?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Cause you said I did a shout out to Loner. What I say, bro? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, that was cool because it felt like you were acknowledging where you were years ago.
I am a bipolar, loner the stoner, having my doja, doja. I'm a smoker. You can smell the odors because I rolled up ritual. Oh Lord. Yeah, I was asking, am I bipolar or like, am I loner the stoner? Like, like, well, I mean, my doja. So, what was the question again? My bad, bro.
I feel like I phrased it weird, and I kind of asked two questions at once, so that's my bad. But you mentioned authenticity. I was wondering, is that something that you're aiming for, or is it like the numbers part of it, the making it heard by a ton of people still in the back of your head?
So, I mean, it's yet again that thing that I be saying where it's like I do it for me, as
Hmm.
selfish as it sounds. It's like I create these songs because I'm feeling a certain type of way, whether that's good, great, amazing, or it's like sad or pissed or whatever the case is. And I make it for me at that time. And then I'll sit with it for however long I need to sit with it. And then I let it out into the world to release it. So, what I love for some people to like, it's like, when Japan turned up house party this year, Osaka, Japan was playing house party so much out of nowhere. And I was like, where the hell did they find this at? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? But yes, I love that aspect of it to where the masses or a good amount of people can start vibing to it and jam out to it. Because at the end of the day, of course, you want people to have a good time to some of your songs or relate to some of your music. That's not necessarily the starting process. The starting process is always just me sitting in the room and something I want to listen to. And then I have to listen to it a certain amount of times for me to say, this is good enough for somebody else's ears to listen to. And definitely like a original, authentic vibe 99% of the time because it's just for me. You know what I mean? Like it's just for me, but then I'll let it out. But I was typing this in my notes earlier today. It was just like making music, especially for me, it's more so like it's just a journal. It's like a diary / journal to have the balls to just be like, all right, y'all can see. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I show you, of course, but it's like you can see, so it's definitely like you getting a journal page from a day in the life of me. And then I'm just kind of putting it to say what's going on is one thing, to give you my journal scripture, whether even if it is just a page is one thing, but then to make that into a melody is another thing. But it's like, that's what I technically, for the most part, am doing, whether it's in a fun way or,
So it doesn't bother you? Because I'm just trying to get in your shoes. I wonder if I had a song that was really big years ago, like would I be trying to recreate that somehow through a formula, or do you get what I'm saying?
no, yeah, no. Are you saying, does it bother me to put out the stuff and be vulnerable, or does it bother me to like try and recreate a certain hit?
Yeah, like I was pulling from because Loner to Stoner, you brought that up, and it
Hmm?
was like a cool homage to one of your biggest songs
Oh,
from way back when.
those are like Easter eggs, bro. That's like, not
Yeah.
everybody has heard Loner the Stoner, or like a lot of these, I cycle through fans or listeners or people or friends in general in life. So it's just like you don't have the same people. So
Mhm.
it's Easter eggs for people who did hear Loner the Stoner 5, 6 years ago, whenever the hell that shit came out. It's like it's a Easter egg for those people, and for other people, they just gonna be like, "What do you say?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they never heard it before. But it's more so Easter eggs and like fun little notches to previous songs. Some songs, even in like Babushki, I say Rolling Stones, which is I'm literally just talking about rolling up weed. But it's like I also made a song called Rolling Stones before. What the hell are these
What?
fireworks?
What the?
I didn't do anything, bro.
I'm
I didn't
literally,
press. I didn't press anything, bro. I didn't
my
press
hands are
anything.
right
What's
here.
going on, man? What the fuck?
Maybe,
That's
damn,
AI trying to
it
take
thinks it's
over.
the new year,
What the
which it
fuck was
is.
that?
Hey, shout out to you, man. We're collaborating first thing 2025, letting
Yeah,
people hear us talk and get to know us and get into your creative process, which is big props to you because it's late at night. We have been working all day, but it's
yeah.
cool
Shout
to
out to
do.
you too, bro. I mean, you hit me up, bro. I mean, it's it ain't nothing for me, bro. You was chill to talk to. So the first podcast was chill, just like talking to a friend. So it's no biggie for me for real. Kind of like, and I have these talks with people in general if I'm really talking to them. So it's like it's nothing for me to just have a conversation. It's almost as if nobody else is gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for me, it's just like you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's like making music. It's really like just for me, but like in this sense, it's like me and you conversation.
But that's harder to do than you think, man. Trust me, I've interviewed a lot of people and it's not always fun. You don't always have chemistry. People aren't always cool.
Okay.
So
I get you, bro. I get you. Yeah. I feel you. Yeah, definitely smooth, bro. I'm chilling.
I have like a handful of people that I've interviewed that I know that I don't ever need to prepare anything
Uh,
because it just is going to flow smooth. Just let the conversation ride where it goes.
yeah,
And you're
yeah,
definitely one of those people.
yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good.
And people like that because I think day to day life can kind of be isolating. If you're working a job, if you're in traffic a lot, commuting, if you just don't get to hang out with friends or family all the time like you want a good podcast of just conversations where you feel like you're a fly on the wall.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 100%. 100%. I forgot what we were talking about, bro. I really did.
We
Oh,
were,
yeah, no, like I was saying, but that was just Easter eggs. Yeah, I'd already expressed it. Yeah, it was just Easter eggs, bro. Nothing but Easter eggs, fam.
do you go
Yeah.
back and listen to your old stuff ever?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And another thing, you had asked, like, do I ever try to put together the same, like a similar formula to release a certain type of song? Hell no. And you could call it an issue or you can't. But for me, yet again, it's just like what I'm feeling at that moment. Because it's like, that's like me saying, I mean, it's almost as if I wouldn't have made the EDM project if that was the case. It's like I'm always here or tad bit in the future, or you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not necessarily trying to recreate a Loner the Stoner whenever that beat comes. And if it sounds similar to that, or if it sounds whatever it sounds like, it's just like that's how it is. You know what I mean? And then, I accumulate different skills and sounds as I go. And then the more music I make, I notice certain patterns sometimes where it's like made a song the other week and it was like just different voices of mine, but I was putting them all on one track instead of it being like one sound throughout. Like you can kind of say one more check is like one, I'm just riding that first part of the song with the same sound the whole way through. And then at the end, of course, I still switch it up. You know what I mean? It's like a break. And it's like I break it and then it's like slows down completely. You know what I mean? Um, but so I do notice that pattern. But as far as recreating a certain whatever, I don't even focus on that. At this point, I just let myself have fun or let myself do whatever I feel. Um, but you had just said something else, and I forgot what you said.
It's cool. I forgot too.
Okay,
But
cool,
while
cool,
you were
cool.
talking, I was thinking because you've done so much, but you've
Oh, you
stuck
said
with.
no. You said, do I listen to my old stuff? Yes,
Yes.
I played. I tried to play all my projects that I've released up until now before this one came out, but I didn't get to make it. I forgot I had to do something, but I had listened to Genesis, and then of course those thoughts come back to me again. I'm like, how has nobody found this? You know what I mean? Like type deal. So I like played Genesis. I was like, damn, it's got some it's got some certain songs on there that are just dope as fuck. And then I played Name That Genre, and I was like, I heard Hop In, which is the first song of Name That Genre, and I was like, bro, I'm like, this is like, I did a chorus and I did like a verse and I cut the verse and did like a bridge and I did it, I was like, there's a lot of, like you were saying, like layering and like just, I was trying to make music and I could tell at an early stage from listening to it because even then I was just like, damn. I was like, damn, this is actually a good song. I'm like, I was trying though. I was trying to make, like music, is what I like. It's just like, I was trying to make music. I was doing 3, 4 different type of sounds or bridges, choruses, verses, like, just meshing them together to make a whole roller coaster. You know what I mean?
How long would you say it took you before you were good? Like
That's what I'm
obviously you're
saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like I listen to Genesis, I listen to Pleasure, or I listen to Give Up even. And I'm like, that's out of the gate. You know what I mean? Like that's out of the gate. But yet again, if you consider that I always have liked music and I would dance to music a lot as a kid, then it was like I always liked music. And then of course, not of course, but when maybe I was like 12 or something or 13, I tried to I used to record on my little slide phone and be like, Mom, listen to this. How does this sound? Like, do I sound good singing this song? And it'd be like a cover of a song. And it's like, whether that played a role in it or not, I was attempting. And then it's like, I got a little bit older, was making music with my cousin a little bit. And I was sounding like Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne was my favorite rapper at the time. And I was super young, but it was like, whatever. And then after that, I was out of college and I was chilling with Matt, which is Matty Woods. And he was like, make music with me, bro. And I was just like, I don't really. He's just like, bro, you can make music. Trust me. Like people try to make music all the time. They're garbage. He's like, I bet you can make music, bro. Like just. And I was just like, I mean, I've made songs before. It's like okay, and so it's like that started a new era of me making music as a more so like an adult, you know what I mean? Like a couple years after making like little like chill, like, you know what I'm saying? Even though me and my cousin, of course, we were trying to attack the world, but it was just like songs we making on my computer. And as I said, I was rapping like Lil Wayne. So then it's like linked with Matt, and then Matt has a lighter voice, and then it's like I choose the deeper voice to rap with. And then I would engineer a lot of his music, which he was just like, I think your ear is better than my ear. So you try and engineer this. And I was like, how you do it though? And he's like, taught me how to do it. And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna engineer your stuff. I got you. And he was like, yeah, you just know how to make that shit sound right. So it was like, I knew I had an ear, you know what I'm saying? And then just kind of elevated from there. So it was like, I was always attempting, even when I was a kid, you know, but um, I wouldn't say, I mean, I would say Genesis, like my first project was when I noticed like I was good. And it's just certain songs, like I was saying, like Pleasure or even Deception, or Give Up, or I mean even Bravo with its experimenting style, where it's like what's going on exactly? Um, or even like the chorus of 80s Sade is like it's the attempt that you can hear and it's the sound of it's not even bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's when I kind of recognized that I could be dope. And then right after that, it was named that genre, which is of course me being an asshole saying, second project, I don't care. Name that genre. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm finna do different stuff. And it's like, yeah, they had Sweet Tooth, which is an amazing song, but it also had like Maiden Butler, which is a completely polar opposite song. But they both were really good. And it also had like Hop In and like stuff like that. So it's like I had noticed it at Genesis, honestly. You know what I mean? And like I can you can still play songs from Genesis. You can still play songs from that genre. You can still play a song from Exodus or even an EDM project that came out or Akari. It's like right at Genesis. I think that's when like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I'm good enough to where I can actually make some dope.
hold that thought, bro. Let me run to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Has anybody bought that hoodie off of you yet?
Which one? No, technically no. Nobody's bought anything I've sewn. A lot of people I wore my cat hoodie the first time out. It was so many people that wanted to buy it off me that then, and I was just like, website coming out soon, website coming out soon, and then I released the website, and of course there was a lot of randoms, but website came out, nobody purchased, and honestly. It doesn't bother me, to be honest with you, because it's like, bro, I will rock this shit. I mean, believe me. And then every time I rock it, there's a bunch of people, no matter what piece it is, are like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "I made it," you know.
Mhm. What was that like? You also put that in your album that you were learning how to sew. So just what's that process like?
Um, I had started learning how to sew like because that song was really old too. It's like 3 years old. I started learning how to sew like 3 years ago at in a sewing class, like I was saying, with like some old ass ladies. Um, and that's what, actually when I started making that cat hoodie. Um, and they had it super oversized because they was like, it's wintertime and blah 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 blah. And you want it too big rather than too small. So like it's super big, and then it was almost finished. And then this past year, a good friend of mine named Sarah, she has been sewing for years and years and years and years. It was like well, can you help me sew? You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit more. And she was like, yeah. So then it's like, then I finished the cat hoodie and like chopped it, cropped it to my size that I like, etc. And then I made these other pieces too. Um, and that shit was so fun for me because it was like, yeah, like a lot of these are reversible, like two hoodies in one type of vibe. And it's like, for me, that's just dope, especially for me to rock it and people just be like, "Ah, damn, I really love that hoodie." I mean, people always do that for me, honestly, because I like clothes, but it really hits a little bit different when they're like, man, when you get even more compliments than you used to on something that you made, and they don't even know you made it. They're just like, "Damn, I really like this hoodie," and you're like, "I sold it," and then they're just like, what the fuck, boy? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, like I made it. And then I'd be like, if I'm lit enough, I'd be like, oh, yeah, and it's reversible too. You know what I'm saying? And then like flip it out and then turn it in. And they're like, damn. And I'm like, yep. But yeah, like that's fun as shit for me, honestly. Um, yeah. So I want to sell some more stuff. I want to paint on some more clothes too. All of that stuff is fun for me.
Where do you get the material from? You go thrift shopping?
It depends. So like I got this Egyptian hoodie I named Amun Ra. Um, and that was a childhood blanket I used to have as a kid from my grandma's house. And I had just ran into it when I was over her house, you know, however many months ago. Um, and I had saw it in the closet, and this was after I had learned how to sew. So I was like, yo, let me get my childhood blanket. Like I haven't seen this in forever, and this is dope. So like I grabbed it from there. I also grabbed the one that I wore recently, which is the like Indian vibe one. I call it the Altair hoodie, which is reversible, and it's got like dope ass architecture and like elephants and all these crazy designs on it. I got that from their closet too, my grandma's closet too, like a different time. I was like, damn, this fabric is crazy. I was like, let me get this. Like, I don't know where y'all got this from, but let me get this. So it's usually like a old bed sheet or, like old bed sheet or like fabric I find. The cat one I had thrifted at this that dirty ass Goodwill with the bins, and it was like one of the last times, like probably the last time I went because that shit's so dirty. But yeah, because you just gotta have gloves when you go. But I had went like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was in the bins, and I found a fucking cat blanket, and I was like, bro, this blanket is crazy. And so I grabbed it, and then fast forward to now, and it's like I made it into a hoodie that's reversible, and it's like it's dope. And I love cats, so I love animals. Period. But yeah,
How long does it take start to finish? A couple months?
what do a hoodie?
Yeah.
No, hell no. It depends on what it is. The Moon Ra hoodie was very tedious because the fabric wasn't long enough to just cut out the hood straight up. So I had to like form the hood out of cutting out different pieces. So then it's like you take three pieces, sew those together, and that's one side of the hood, and take two pieces and then sew that together and make a hood. But then it's like the vest of it and the back of it are all just a cutout. off of the fabric. But it could take anywhere between, depending on the fabric, it could take anywhere between a full day to like a full week. Yeah, depending on what it is. Yeah, but definitely not a month.
That's something I definitely want to get into, having clothes made from friends, from people like you who are super talented and actually putting out good, high quality stuff, not like a sweatshirt that you get from a store that's going to shrink or just like be made in China. So it's
Literally.
cool that you're doing that.
Yeah, it's very fun for me. And I truthfully, like, even with like, for the prices of stuff that I did too, it was all like hour labor. Would you work on something for 60 hours and then say this is a $200 product? That's saying 60 hours of your time is worth $200. It's like, no, get the hell out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just makes sense. If you work and doing anything for 60 hours, you're gonna want 60 hours worth of pay. You know what I mean? So for me at least, that's how I look at it. But then I also am like, damn, those sweatshop shits, they're cooking them kids, but then they're also a lot faster, maybe a little lower quality, et cetera, et cetera. But for me, at least, as far as that type of stuff of what, I was just like, yeah, however many hours, that's I'm kind of gonna price it out.
You put Akari on the back of one of your pieces. What
Mm.
does that mean?
Akari is just a Japanese form of my name. It just means, my name means luminous, or a collection of lights, or light, period. And then it's like, I just looked up light or luminous, or Anwar, I forgot, in Japanese, because I like Japanese stuff. I like anime a little bit, etc. So I looked it up, and it was like Hitari and Hikari, and then it was Akari. And I was like, Akari's hard as fuck. And it starts with A, like my name. So I was like, I'm taking that instantly. So it just means light. Akari just means light, which just means my name.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
So your first name is actually Anwar. Do you
Yep.
know why you were given that name?
Well, my dad's name is Anwar too. I'm not a junior, but we got the same first name. And then his dad um, was or is Muslim. So I think that's why he chose that name.
Is your family full of artists as well? Like, obviously, they had to have had some cool stuff going on if they were able to raise you, who gets into all this different creative stuff.
My mom is like a writer. She's a writer, a big writer type vibe. Always was writing. She's written some books. She's she's big into like that type of energy. Like she made like a short film with the film lord like this past year or two, and then had like me and close family like go watch it like a month ago, and like a little small little theater or whatever. So
Wow.
she's like that type of vibe. But as far as like, and then my grandma is like the crazy clothes person. Like, she's just the person that's rocking crazy colored clothes and putting that shit on type deal. And like, even when I was younger, I would take a lot of her pieces and rock them. You know what I mean? A lot of my photo shoots in that stage of like 2016, 2017, whatever, which were really dope fits too, came out of her closet. And I used to want to make a video called My Grandma's Closet, which is where I kind of showed how many pieces she really has and all of this crazy, like, cool um, clothes. So I would say, and that's a form of art too, in a sense. You know what I mean? So um, I would definitely say that had a little bit of an impact. And my mom also, I guess, is just expressive, at least when it comes to writing and stuff like that. But truthfully, it kind of was just like I just gravitated towards certain stuff. You know what I mean? I just gravitated to certain things, and picked them up. I used to just dance for hours in my carpeted room. As a kid, I would draw for 8 hours in my grandmother's house, just sitting on my bed. or played a game or whatever. But yeah, like a lot of that time as a kid, I was literally drawing for 8 hours or dancing for 5, 6 hours or, you know, that type of vibe. So
If you were advising somebody who needs it, like me, on how to up their style, just the basic things, what would you say to them?
how to upgrade your style?
Yeah.
I would say um more so it's all about expression. It's all about you expressing yourself. So it's not like, I could technically style you, um, but it would be what I expect you to look like, which is not necessarily you authentically, even if you do like it. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it would definitely come down to you having fun and expressing yourself however you like. You know what I mean? That's just what I would say is style, period. And then whether people like it or not, that's kind of on them. And who's to say if they're right or wrong? They probably just grab their shit off of the internet or like a celebrity rocking something and being like, yeah, you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that either, because if you relate to it and it pulls you, that's fine. But I would say to anyone, as far as your style goes, like to anyone, it would just be like you just kind of trying out different stuff or thinking, or maybe you see an actor in a movie, they rocking this fucking 1980s ass fit because it's a 1980 or 1970 type movie, but you're like, damn, I would rock that right now. It's like, yeah, don't cancel it out. Like, put that shit on. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it just comes down to what pulls you. You know what I mean? And
What
then don't be
about
afraid of time frames. Like, so was somebody rocked in the 1950 or 1930s or 1970s or 1980s or in the 2000s could be just as dope now. It's, you know what I'm saying? So it's like people try to time capsule shit. Everybody want to rock this, whatever they rocking now. You know what I mean? So
what about growing confidence in general? You got to have a certain amount of confidence to release music or any type of art into the world, even just public speaking like this. But say someone is listening out there who is not feeling the most confident. Do you have anything from your brain that you would tell them?
yeah, I mean, I would say it's definitely a big I don't give a fuck type of vibe. It's you're here regardless. You could be dead tomorrow. Do you really care what somebody that's not even a friend can say to you? And if somebody that is a friend is, tearing you down, then it's not a friend. So then you can't count that shit in either. It's like, and that's the thing. It's like, like I said, I give you a journal page out of my, out of my diary or out of my journal, music speaking, I'm just saying. But it's like if I really cared about, how people viewed me, maybe I wouldn't do it as much. But it's like I actually don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the key, is like not giving a damn like at all about how anybody really feels about anything you're doing. Just it's more so about just exactly how you feel about anything that you're doing. And I feel like that's the confidence. Like when I was in like sixth, seventh grade, a lot of my classmates was like, "You rocking them skinny jeans, nigga? That's gay. Like, hey, why you rocking them skinny jeans?" Like, and it was in my class, and I'm like, "Guys, in 2 years, you guys are gonna be rocking skinny jeans." You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, and like within 2 years, they was rocking skinny jeans too. But then they might say, "Well, shit, I wasn't rocking no yellow ones though." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you right. I did. I started doing it, but they wasn't yellow or they wasn't red. It's like, what's your point though? It's like I just rocked the color to it, like, you know what I'm saying, or like, but I also had the black ones, and it's like then you had the black ones. So it's like I'm just one up on you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I think it builds in you a certain type of resilience, a certain type of like brick wall, where it's like, what, like, so what, like, what are we saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, what does it matter? You know what I'm saying? And it's like at the end of the day, the people that are authentically themselves and are individuals are the pieces that end up being quote unquote special at the end of the day anyway, because it's just like they just chose to be themselves, whether
Yes.
it's an outcast or not.
And you really got me thinking when you said 1,440 minutes in a day. I
Mm,
read that and I was like, oh shit, there's not time to waste. There's not time for
yeah,
anything. Just
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
huge perspective shifter of the clock is ticking always.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is always ticking. That is very true. And really got to realize that. But then you also got to, embrace those entertainment times and times to indulge in certain shows or movies or whatever you like, books or sports or whatever's your thing. You got to also indulge in those too, and don't be afraid of having a good time. You know what I mean? But then you also got to realize that you got to keep stepping forward. You got to keep pushing and trying what you're good at, and also figuring out what else you might be good at, trying new things.
Yeah. If you want to be good at music, listen to a lot of music. Can't
Hmm.
just be so narrowly focused on just work all the time, I guess.
uh
Allow yourself to be inspired by the world.
Yeah, I had put in that same notes thing that I was talking about earlier. Um, I had put in there, I was like, I'm a Shazamin elevator music, restaurant music, or that random car playing music type of guy. Like that's me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always just got my ears open. So it's like I'm out at a restaurant, I'm getting it. I'm still in that song that's on the, or I'm still in that song that's on a movie or whatever. It's because like, if it catches my attention, I'm actually download that. It ain't just gonna be a little jam. I'm gonna figure out, why do I like this jam and who sings it. Even if I forget it a year later, as far as the artist name goes, it's like that jam is there now that I played that whole song and it's in my library.
If you were to say, if we were to sit here at the end of 2025 and we're looking back on the year and it went perfectly as planned, what would that look like for you? Like you just hit home
Mm.
run, home run, home run.
Home run, home run, home run. I would say I would be like happily living off of my art, no matter what art pieces or what art style it is that I'm living off of. If I'm living completely off my art and I have the freedom to travel, move, do whatever I, kind of wish to do, I think that would be a home run for me, just to live off of my art and just be free to travel the world. I haven't even left the country, bro. I haven't left the
That's
country.
what
My
I'm saying.
parents have left the country 1,000 times. I have yet to leave the country. Um, and I just want to travel more and just see dope shit. St. Louis has no mountains, it has no ocean. And I love LA because of the mountains and the ocean. Um, I love New York because it's like you're an ant in a colony, and every restaurant is tiny as hell all of a sudden, because they just cram everything in there. It's like funny, different sides of everything. And it's like, I just want to be able to travel and be free, with my travel and go to dope places and still create art as I'm doing it. But to live off of my art would be the goal. I'm one of those artists where it's like, how they get on Frank Ocean ass for making an album and then disappearing for however long. It's like, I won't disappear for that long, but I'll drop something and let it take over as far as, sonically. And then, yeah, I'm going for a year making whatever else I want to make. I want to, and it just have the freedom to create more, like, so I can sit and learn new stuff. So I can sit and animate, like I was saying, or pick up an instrument or something, but you got to have the freedom to do that. So if I was completely free and financially abundant from my art, that would be all home runs for me.
Manifest it right now here on
Yeah.
this podcast.
Yeah. What would you say would be yours?
Same thing. That's the goal. Live off of art,
Yeah.
royalties, whatever. Just not have to split attention
Hmm.
between, like you want your music to be your career, that you're doing it full time. I would love to interview people full time. Duff Radio takes off. My own music takes off. My own writing takes off. and then not have to worry about the other shit.
Yeah. And be able to just kind of, yeah, like you said, like freely move, just do what you want to do artistically. And it could be something new in a month. You know what I mean? Like something new that you want to capture or
Mhm.
whatever, yeah, I get that.
What I'm learning though is that's a skill as well. Just like being creative, just like making art is a skill, sales is a skill, business is a skill. You
Yep.
probably see that all the time selling cars.
Yep. Yeah. It is all skill. I think selling cars for me was me utilizing my social skills, but then just to a new ability. You know what I mean? Like to a new height. You know, um, being able to talk to. I already knew I could talk to anyone growing up, but selling cars for me made it to where it's like I know how to deal with all type of attitudes, no matter how they come, no matter what type of day they're having, etc., and still finesse what I need to finesse, and not in a bad way.
Yeah, have you learned anything about psychology or people from doing those type of sales interactions?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's all in the minute details, man. It's like you really got to calculate shit fast, and I'm talking about body positioning and
Mm,
your body says a lot without your words saying anything. And it's like I used
yes.
to work in the restaurant business when I was like, my first job was in the restaurant biz, and it's like I can really tell when somebody's done with their food. That was the first thing, you know what I'm saying? I can really tell when you're really done. I'm not going to go to your table when I know your body language is still telling me you're going to take nibbles and shit, or you're just talking mainly, but you're still taking tiny ass nibbles out of that plate just to let the night go on longer. But like even some of the cars, it becomes these millisecond ass, 1 second ass
Yeah.
movements where you can tell when somebody doesn't really want to do something or doesn't really want to, say the truth. You know what I mean? It's like that led me to pick up on all these little tiny ass details and reading people. And that's a pro.
Okay, so be even more specific though. So people out there, because I've found the same thing. I don't think a lot of people understand body language.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could be specific, like things that you have noticed that people can take away, like little ticks or things. Like one big one is, when somebody's with their arms like that, they have like they're not receptive to what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a big one too is the because everybody has a different little vibe to them on what can give it away for them. Um, One I feel like is it's so many. I'm trying to think. Because it's a lot. But then what's one that people could literally take away? Um, I feel like I don't want it to be too obvious either. Um,
Well, it can be obvious. Things like not looking you in the eye or like looking away before they
Because
say
that's what
something.
I was going to say. I was going to say the look down is a crucial one. Like the look
Yep.
down, but then scattered eye look down, it's them automatically like, you know what I'm saying no. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I'm not about this life. Even if they look down and they're like looking around, but they're like, uh-huh, yeah. It's like they're really saying no though. Like, you know what I mean? Because they're not like looking you in the eyes and excited about the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like this fake, like, oh yeah, I'm listening. Uh-huh. And it's like, you're not, you know what I'm saying? You about to walk your ass out of here and not come back. I know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that type of vibe. But everybody gives off a little different cues and stuff like that for what it is. But the way you get around it is literally by socializing and being around people and interacting with people and seeing how they act. Then you'll be able to tell. But it's definitely some, I want to say snakes out there too, because there's some people that can slither their way through, but it's all like right in front of your face. Like it's like this eye contact, this sureness, because these people practice like bullshitting straight to your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like those are harder to pick up for some people, but if they're too forward, too, you know what I mean, pressing on this, and they're too good with their words, sometimes it's like a given sign too, where it's like, no, you've been practicing bullshit and you've been practicing snaking people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they get away with it. Some of
So
them.
is there competition with other salespeople? Like who can do the most?
Uh, Usually you're competing, but it's a big underlying saltiness, you know. It's like a hidden salt, it's like a damn, that dude sold 20 some cars. I know his check was fat as fuck. Then you
Mm,
get that pat on the back. It's like, hey, great job this month. But you really trying to steal that motherfucker's energy off his back, you know what I'm saying? Type vibe. And it's like, but you also are happy for them because they had a good month. You just wish you had a good month too. And
yeah.
then you're just like, well, hopefully my next month is really good, And it ebbs and flows. So, it changes. And, you just got to hope that people are genuine, and then it won't bother you at all. Because then sometimes you can tell when somebody really means, like, damn, you did a great job this month. Like, and I mean that, but they don't say I really mean it, but you just got to kind of tell who's bullshitting and who's being truthful.
Do they know that you rap? The other salespeople?
Um, I met Matt. Matt was a guy that was in a band, and I played him Lullaby like so long ago before I had released it, and he was like, "Damn, this is really, really, really good." Um, so like, yeah, but not all of them, no. But Matt, like knows, and he's gave me like different CDs from his band, and they're just like crazy ass, you know, experimental, but like cool in its own way type of songs, you know what I'm saying? And just like the thing with Matt's music when he had played it, he's an old man. I don't mean to say too old, but he's like fully gray hair type guy, but he's
Yeah.
super chill. But he, like, the music he had played for me was, it's like that. It's the music where it doesn't make sense. It's all, you say crazy line after crazy line after unrelated crazy line. And and I, like, honestly, like, respect that type of music where it's like almost as if it's not a crazy heavy meaning to it, or even if it is, it's like can't even tell because the shit they're saying doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? But if you ask them, they might be able to explain it to you better. Um, but I definitely appreciate that. Like, and I always just wonder, like, sometimes, and I want to be able to make songs like that too, because there's a lot of good songs are made where they don't make sense, or they're really like fucked up, but really good. Like that. All the young kids with the pumped up
Yeah.
kicks. Better run, I'll run like a... That
And that
song
song is
was,
on the radio.
yeah, bro. And I didn't know. I didn't know what the hell. I was just like, all the young kids with the pumped up kicks. Better run. I didn't know what the hell they were. I just knew they were running. It
Yeah.
wasn't until later on I was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude, that's just craziness. But
Yes.
another one of those things where it's like, it's art, it's comedy, it's, what I'm saying? It's one of those things where you can't judge it. It's just like, he's saying some effed up stuff, but it's also just so dopely cooked, you know what I mean? To where it's like, you can get away with something like that, you know what I'm saying? But that Mad stuff was different, it was like literally like crazy ass bars, like just saying stuff that just like weird words you just wouldn't put together. But it's like, that's sometimes it's really cool in music, you know what I'm saying? And I got a respect for it. And I sometimes try and break my brain to do cool stuff like that.
I think that's a great place to end it, man. This library is about to close.
Yeah, 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 bro. All day. Nice chatting with you, man.
Always.
2025.
2025. Is there anything that I might have missed or that you want to leave with the people about your project, about you, where they can find you, anything?
No, I would just say more art.
More
It's
art.
on the way. I mean, it's all I can. That's all I do to keep my body on the planet is just keep cooking, keep making art, no matter what it is. It's like it's always on the way.
Leviticus is out now. Go get
Yeah,
it.
it is. That too. Shout out Leviticus.
Congratulations, man. Incredible to talk to you. I wish we could keep going for 3 more hours, but the lights are going to shut off on this place.
Yeah, bro. My pleasure, bro. Nice talking to you, bro. Nice seeing you in
Absolutely.
2025, bro. Peace.
Till next time.
Next time.
You all are the best. Thank you. Sorry, was that? How was it? That was an interview.